Here we have a problem on geometry. There is parallel lines intersected by a transversal. Okay, line M is parallel to line N. Find the value of angle X. Okay, here the two lines M and N are parallel. Then this line is transversal and this one is also transversal because these two lines intersect the two parallel lines M and N. So these two lines are called transversals. Okay, so let's consider the transversal over here. So this transversal intersects two parallel lines M and N. And whenever two parallel lines intersected by a transversal, the corresponding angles are congruent. So the angle measure over here, the angle measure over here are corresponding angles. So these two angle measures are congruent. That is, will be equal in measure. Already we know that the measure of this angle is x. So then the measure of this angle also must be x degree. Okay, and this angle must be equal because these two angles are vertically opposite angles. So the measure of this angle must be x. Okay, just consider the triangle over here. It's an isosceles triangle because these two legs are equal in measure. So because there are markings over here on these two sides. So the markings over here indicate the two sides are equal in length. So it's an isosceles triangle. So in an isosceles triangle, the angle measures opposite to the equal sides must be equal in measure. So here the angle measure over here is opposite to this side. So there is x over here, the angle measure. And what is the measure of the angle over here? So this angle measure over here is opposite to this side. Already we know that these two sides, this one and this side, these two sides are equal. So the two angle measures opposite these two sides must be equal. Already we know that the angle measure over here is x. So the angle measure over here must also be x. Okay, here this is another transversal intersect the two parallel lines M and N. So the same thing, the corresponding angles must be congruent. So here this angle and this angle are corresponding angles. So already we know that the measure of this angle is 70 degree. Then this angle also must be 70 degree because these two are corresponding angles. Then what is the measure of this angle? So it's very clear. This is the angle measure we have on a straight line. So the angle measure on the straight line is 180 degree. So if this part is 70 degree, and what must be the measure of this part? So then it has to be 110 degree. So that when we add 70 and 110, we'll be getting the angle on the straight line, that is 180. Okay, now we just consider the triangle over here. So in any triangle, the three interior angles will add up to 180. That is x, positive 110 equals to 180 by triangle angle sum theorem. So the three interior angles of a triangle must add up to 180. So x positive x will become 2x, positive 110 equals to 180. Okay, now to solve for x, what I have to do is I have to subtract 110 from both sides. When I do so, this 110 will cancel out, and 2x equals to when I subtract 110 from 180, I'll be getting 70. Okay, now to solve for x, I have to divide both sides by 2. This 2 will cancel out. 2 goes into 1 times, 2 goes into 70, 35 times. 35, yeah, 35. So finally we get x equals to 35. So the value of angle x is 35 degree.